on. Pork shoulder, braised in milk, 1. Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So I'll tell you, today is Friday. On Wednesday, I made guajillo chicken tacos. Turned out absolutely amazing. The next day, I made flank steak in adobo. Also turned out great. Now, I did chicken and then I did beef. So I need to do pork today. Number 2, Mexican-inspired recipe. You know, I could eat Mexican food every day, but the family craves variety. So I was told that I need to cook this not with a Latin influence. So I came across an intriguing recipe. Pork shoulder braised in milk. Now, the source it's coming from, I trust a lot. So we're gonna give it a try. Really, this is a long cook, but it's gonna be a short episode because it's pretty simple. My ingredients for the entire meal. I've got my pork shoulder here. It's about a 3.5 pound, and all the amounts are down below in the description. I have some fresh sage. I have butter. I have fresh thyme. I have fresh bay leaves. I have some lemon zest. I have baking soda, milk, salt, and pepper. That's it. So I'll tell you, I haven't tried this recipe before, but I am intrigued. How is pork cooked for about 3 hours in milk and fresh herbs gonna be? I think it's gonna be amazing, but we'll let you know. Okay, so first step. I got my pork here. I've got it tied up. Normally, given the option, I don't tie things up, but we're gonna end up browning this, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt if I didn't get it all tied up. So it's tied up. I'm gonna season that with some salt and pepper. And it's a good sized hunk of meat, so it can take a good amount here. Using the one hand clean, one hand dirty method. Get that turned over. Get this other side. You know, now that I've turned this over after I tied that one side, I can tell I sure could have done a better job tying it. But you know what? Let's go for it. In the Dutch oven behind me, I am heating it up on medium-high heat. I'm gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Then we're going to take about 10 minutes and brown all sides of this pork shoulder. Then we'll talk about the next step. See you then. Alrighty, just about done with the browning. As you can see, getting nice and browned and pretty. So it's going to end up taking about 12 minutes instead of the 10 I said before. About 3 minutes per side, rotating at 90 degrees each time. So let's get the rest of this together. Got our pretty pork sitting in there. Now we're going to add our milk, and we're going to add our sage, and we're going to add our thyme. We're going to add our bay leaves, our lemon zest, and our 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda. And give that a little stir there as best we can with that big pork shoulder sitting in there. Try and get some of the fond off the bottom as we're going around. All right, so we're gonna bring this to a simmer. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna chuck it in the oven that's set at 275 degrees and let it set for 2 hours and 40 minutes until the next step. So looking at it right now, about 50% of this roast is in contact with the milk. Like I said, I haven't made this before, but my instincts say at the hour and 20 minute point in the oven, I'm going to pull this out, I'm going to flip it so the other side gets the same milk treatment. We'll see what happens. All right, we're at the simmer. Heat off, lid on. Got to get our PPE on. Safety first. Now we're going to transfer that to the oven. As I said, at the hour and 20 minute point, I'm going to flip that roast over, and we'll see you in 2 hours and 40 minutes for the next step. All right, so the pork's been in the oven at 275 degrees for 2 hours and 40 minutes. The house smells absolutely glorious. Now we have a very complex operation to perform. First, our safety gear. Again, safety first. All right, what we're going to attempt to do is get our leeks underneath the pork roast. So we're going to gently lift that thing. Oh, this is going way easier than I saw. Way easier than I saw in my head. Nope, of course. Yep, there had to be some kind of disaster. But overall, we're pretty good. Now this goes back in the oven for another 20 minutes. Uncovered this time. We'll see you for the next step. All right, let's finish this meal up. So, first of all, we're going to set aside our pork. Now remember, we have those sprigs of sage and thyme in there. We don't want those. So we don't have that there. That's good. Okay, the majority of our leeks are out. You don't need to get all of them. Don't drive yourself crazy. Now what we're going to do is get our blender here. We're going to strain the juices to make our sauce. As always, pour away from you. So you just make a mess, but you don't burn yourself. All right, next, cut the strings. Don't eat the strings. That's a bad plan. Never eat the strings.
No.
Absolutely expert trussing job. All right, pretty sure that's all the strings. All right, now we're going to carve up the pork. Cut it into thin slices, which is easier said than done because it's just falling apart. We will attempt a sharper knife before we say the heck with it, and we'll just eat it shredded. Okay, the heck with it. We're just going to eat it shredded. All right, we got enough for a dish to try. Now, the sauces. Go ahead, get those in the blender. Get them blended till they're smooth. All good. Get the sauces set aside. Ooh, that smells incredible. All right, let's get this plated up, and give it a try. Art department. All right, everybody's hungry. Let's give this a try. I got the director here, so I get the truth. Like I said, first time I tried this, I was very intrigued. Okay, that's unconventional.
Okay, leeks don't come up too well.
Well, it smelled incredible all day. God, I hope it tastes as good.
Very good.
Fantastic. There you go. Pork braised in milk. Who knew? Well, I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you did, hit that like button. Leave us a comment. We would really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.